all you Grinches and welcome back to my channel. Today we're making this Grinch going down the chimney cake. But before we get started, I just want to let you guys know that this is a collab video that I'm doing with some amazing other artists. So go check them out. We have
Gingerbread Man Cake by Robyn's Nest, Candy Cane Cake by Flour, Eggs, and Yeast, Fireplace Cake by Cakes with Lorelie, and also check out Daniel with his channel ManCake, who has some really sweet holiday cakes.
So go check out their videos. I'll be putting all the links down in the description below. And just letting you guys know that I am splitting it up into 2 videos. So if you want to learn how to ice a square cake like we have here, I'll be putting that in the description as well. And don't forget to hit that like and subscribe button, and let's get started. Okay, so we're going to be working with edible images today. We're going to start out with our X-Acto blade. And we're just going to trace out the image. I'm gonna try and cut this out. And I'm cutting this out the day before I even start my cake, so it actually stands up as a cake topper. And I'm only cutting this one out. We're gonna be just cutting these out later. Got my white fondant here. Okay, we're gonna make sure that's not sticking to the table. The last thing you would want is to put your image on and then cut it out and then have it stick to the table. That would just be terrible. Okay, so I've already base iced my cake, and yeah, it's like a light limey type of green, just because when I was looking back in the original movie, actually the house was green inside. I didn't remember that. For some reason I thought it was like a pink or something. I don't really remember. So we're gonna be using a lot of pastel colors. So we already have this. And we're gonna start out with the fireplace. So we're gonna be making the fireplace pink. I think it was white, but we're using pink. And I'm just gonna be using a lot of the colors that I already have. We have reds, oranges, blues, purples, and greens. Just try to use up the colors that we already have so I don't have to make more colors. Sprinkle out some cornstarch. And I'm going to be rolling these out pretty thin. Okay, and just like that other image that we did yesterday, I'm just going to go back and cut this one out. Okay, and just like the other one, I'm just going to cut it out. I'm not going to show it, but we're also going to do the same thing with the little dog, Max, and we're also going to do it with the little Cindy Lou. Just like this one where you're cutting it out really thin, but we're not going to layer that one on top of a bunch of other things. We're just gonna put that one straight to the cake. So just cut those images out. And we're gonna be using the larger of the two. Then put it on a thin white sheet of fondant and then cut it out again. Okay, so I finished cutting out my little Grinch, and I used the bigger of the two. And sorry if the audio changed because my other camera, the memory card ran out. We're gonna put this on the cake real quick, but I'm not gonna put the image because we're gonna steam it and then we'll go back. But we have to put the image on before this hardens, because then it'll crack and we don't want it to crack. Okay, we'll be right back. I'm gonna go steam this and then we're gonna put the image on. All right. There we go. Don't worry about the board. We'll clean that up at the end. And here they are. So I just cut it out a few little strips. So we're just gonna put the big one on top, and then I cut out some little skinny ones, and we'll just put that along the sides. And the great thing about edible images is that if I were to do cut out the images by hand, we would have to layer every color just like we did with this one, like making the little fireplace. So first you'd have to do the black for the outline, and then you'd have to go back and do the brown on top of it, and then go back and do the little ears, and then another color, and then lastly you have to go back and make the little horn. So that would have been a lot more time consuming, so I'm really glad that we're just doing the edible images. But if you want to do something like that, then if you have the time, like, props to you, because it's either you have to get it just right or it just doesn't turn out very good. Okay, so now we're going to use some piping. So I have the green, I have the same red that we iced up our top tier cake with. And if you want to see that video, I did it separately, just so if you weren't interested in learning how to ice up cakes. For the Christmas tree, we're going to be using some like colored for the ornaments. So we're just going to be using these because I don't want to go and make a bunch of colors. Straight back was going to be the Christmas tree, and then like maybe 1 or 2 wreaths on either side. And I'm using a tip number 5. Okay, so I have my water. This get a little bit damp, and then they'll should just stay on. But I did not want to pick all those little balls up. Okay, so this one is built-in tip 47. If you can tell, it has like a hard edge on the side, but then on the other side it's smooth. So we're gonna go this way. I'm gonna start like around the tree. We'll go back later and put a little star on it. So as you can see, like the dog is here and the tree's here, so we're just looking for like about the middle. And I'm just gonna be like going in a little loop-de-loop. I made my wreath kind of thick, but oh well, we're gonna cover it up, put a big bow on it. And if you guys are loving this video, I also have a Christmas playlist of other Christmas things that I've done. So if you're looking for cookies or gingerbread, so go check that out. Okay, so now we have our little wreath, our Christmas tree, and our other little wreath. Okay, so this first black one is gonna be a tip number 1. And we'll start with the back just in case I mess up. I'm gonna do red, white, and green lights. Okay, so I put all of my piping tips with a piping tip number 4. Dot and pull up. Is that how Christmas lights go? Yeah. So do green, no, we'll do red, white, green. I gotta think about what we're gonna put right there to hide that smudgy. I guess we could do like little mini wreaths. Okay, I'll go back and I'll add some more little beads to it. We're gonna make like some little fondant presents for the bottom. Again, we're just gonna like roll our fondant out like really thin, and then go back and then I'll pipe on some little bows. So I have this square cutter. I have like a bunch of different little size squares. So we'll just like use this. I got this one at Hobby Lobby. I'll try to put a link down below, but it might not be the same exact one, but I'll try to find one that's really close to it. And we're just gonna add this one in there too. Okay, now I'm going to steam this again, but I'm just going to steam it from here over. And I completely forgot about that we were going to make little bows for the wreath, so let's do that real quick. So I have a little bit of red. I'm going to roll this out really thin. We need 2 bows. The strip is going to be the width of how big you want your ribbon to be. And then with my excess, I always just go back and like cut a very thin piece because that'll be the part that goes in the middle. And there you go. Now you have a cute little bow. Just make sure you fluff up the sides. I told you those sprinkles were gonna come back to haunt me. Okay, so next I roll out a very large, roll it out very thin. And if you remember how we did that superhero cake where it was like all brick, we're gonna be doing the same thing. I have my little roller. Try and cut them evenly. Okay, so I cut out the same width of a ribbon, but there's like a really long one. Okay, so I made some royal icing. I feel like it's gonna make it look a lot better with icicles. As you can you see it? Yeah. It's like, this is about half of it. I already put half of it in like a piping bag, but I used about 3 eggs. And all you do is just take 3 egg whites and then beat it up till it starts to bubble a little bit, and then add in powdered sugar very slowly on speed 1, and then it should thicken up, and that's all you do. You just thicken it up till you get to the consistency that you would like.
And there you go, now you have a Grinch cake for your holiday Christmas party. If you make this cake at home, don't forget to tag me in it with #LoveSomeRecipes. Merry Christmas, and we will see you next time.